Yeah. Damn, look at this. Damn, you went from burgers to, man, who you been hanging around? Who you been hanging around?
Jay.
Asian people.
No, he got rice
Asian
too.
people, that's racist.
That's what happens when you're with Asians. We start rubbing off on you. And you
that's
start
right.
eating
That's
noodles.
racist.
Yeah, that's racist. I like the noodle soup.
Here we go. Packing up,
Hey,
mad boxes.
packing up. Yep, exactly. But I want to give a special thank out to Phil from Hawaii.
Hawaii.
That's,
Look at all these going out, guys.
I know. Look, he even came by just to help.
Make sure that it's going out. So guys, we're getting out your orders. Don't worry. Got a lot of things going on here. Stay tuned. Another all-wheel drive drop off. I think we're just gonna do the rear end on this one. You're building the motor and everything?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sleeve?
H22, fully built, garden sleeves. Yeah.
So you're shooting for like 800?
I put 1,000.
1,000? I'm trying to do an H build too.
H build?
Yeah.
Yeah, this a full H though.
Fully, I know, full H with even a tranny, right?
Yeah.
The few Bell Housing? Okay.
The few H22.
Okay, your baller status, okay.
I was one of the lucky ones to get one.
All right. Oh, they're on back order right now?
Yeah.
So the thing in, it's gonna be a H22 all-wheel drive.
Forgettable 3-night 4-day Walt Disney World Resort vacation.
Few H22 Bell Housing, so it's gonna be full H22. Gonna be mad. You guys are from where? Orlando. Okay, cool. Nice. Local.
Wednesday.
All right, brother. Yeah.
Thank you guys. See you in a couple days.
All right, cool. Yeah, man. Mylynh, say a little Jamaican to them. Bless up. Say bless up.
Let's go.
See it? Yo. Mike's already on Integra.
Good morning, guys. So we're getting everything started on this Integra. The customer just dropped it off here a few minutes ago. Just got done talking with him. It's going to be a full H22 fully built motor that he's running in this one. So we're doing an upside down diff mount with the Wagon Diff. So just getting everything started. We're going to take the rear trailing arms off, take the subframe brace off, get the fuel tank out, the surge tank, and get everything prepped and ready so that we can start the diff mount here in just a few.
Yep. Okay, he already has everything. Wagon Diff. He has Alpha 6 arms. Gonna be a nice build. He's going full H22, as you hear Mike said. So this thing will be built around 1,000. Sleeved, everything. Should be a good build. And he's using a few H22 billet housing, so it's full H22 tranny also. That's why we're going upside down the diff. Coming at you. Rear bar is off.
So we're going to take off the subframe brace, the lower control arms, take off the trailing arms, and then from there, going to go in and just take the OEM fuel tank out of it. Because that's where the diff is actually going to sit. Walk through step by step on this H22 upside down diff mount, so that everyone can see how it's done.
Yep.
And get an idea of it, because there's not really a whole lot of information out there on it. So we just want to do a full walkthrough and show you step by step how we do it.
Lower control arm coming down. Next side. So we took off the brace and the sway bar you guys saw. other ones coming down. Of course, we're gonna be removing this part to put on our billet forks, just the bottom sleeve. We got Mr. Honda Fest himself in the house today.
Hey, what's up, what's up? How you guys?
Good.
What's up, brother?
Good, good.
Nice, nice. Don't mind the light. What's up, brother?
Hey. What's up? How you doing?
How you doing?
Good,
What's good, man?
Doing a friend?
Yeah.
What time? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
I was like, you know what? Let's just see what time he's leaving today. Are you leaving today?
Yeah, I'm leaving tonight.
Tonight? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are driving?
No.
You're flying?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys flying to Orlando or what?
Yeah, flying out of Orlando. I gotta make one more stop. I gotta stop back at school to give the donation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What you using a CRV?
No, he's using a wagon.
Wagon one.
But the problem with this one here, it makes it special because it's upside down. They're using a H22. So it has the diff has to be put upside down. So that's, you know, we did the fabrication before, and he's supposed to have his own fabricator do it, but because something didn't go through, so we brought it here. So now we just have to do this. That's why this is upside down like this right here. This way. Usually it's a straight bar.
Yep.
But this thing has to go, because it mounts like this. Now it has to be mounted like this.
Oh shit.
So that's why this thing was all modified to this for that. But we have the new phone that we made for anybody that wants to do it, you know. That's this one here.
So y'all just make the whole kit.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
So today, you know, we have David Medina and the crew from Medina Events who runs Toyota Fest as well as Honda Fest. We just spent the whole entire weekend in Orlando, you know, spending time with these guys and enjoying the event. The whole team had a great time, by the way. It was amazing. We had such an awesome time. Everything was just, you know, laid back, chill. Everybody was having so much fun. We were actually in a group chat last night talking about how much fun we had the whole entire weekend. So,
and even the other guys that was with us,
yeah.
they loved it. I mean, I read some of their posts and stuff like that. They were like, man, it was like the best feeling, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it really just sparked.
And that's the thing. When you come to one of my events, I want you to feel like you're home.
Yeah.
I don't want you feeling like there's tension with anybody.
Yeah.
I want you to be able to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. We try to make sure that when you're at one of the events that you're at home. And that's the most important thing to me.
Yeah. So actually, while David is here with the crew, last year he acquired the Alpha 6 arms from us, and for his EM1, which he was waiting to get out of the paint booth. It's finally coming out of the paint booth. So, you know, with everything that he's done for the society, the Honda community, as well as Toyota community, and what he has done for us in the past, which some of you may have already know. Just a few years ago when Sone was diagnosed with leukemia, we fought that battle. We came out strong. He is now out of the woods finally, and we were able to attend the first Toyota Fest back in 2018. At that time, we don't even know David. David doesn't even know us. But at the end of the show, he presented a very, very nice, you know, gesture to us, and it's something that we could never forget. So today, while he's here, we wanted to give back to him, which, you know, is highly deserved. We wanted him to have the rest of the all-wheel drive kit to complete his conversion, and we're offering him the Delta 7 EK with trunk cover plate as well as billet forks, and anything else that you need, you just have to let us know. So I know that you're bringing the car. There's another show coming in April. You're bringing the car in April, so we'll definitely take care of you. We got you.
I appreciate it.
It's, you know, it's just returning the favor. That's all we're doing. So.
No, like I said, God's plan was for us to meet, and
yeah,
like I said, we
met for a reason, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate it, and can't wait to drop it off. Drop it off, man. It's gonna be fun to drive.
Yeah. You have too much fun.
The one thing with David, he has a big heart.
Yeah, oh, we
definitely
know.
does.
And
That was the first thing we saw.
I'll tell you one thing. I've been doing his finances through these shows for months, and I remember he came to me and says, you know, give so and so this, and I go, are you sure? He's like, yes, do it. All right. So, and I remember that day, and he did that at another event with someone in need as well, and he has the biggest heart. So if anybody deserves anything,
Yeah.
David
Yeah,
is the man.
that's the first thing we
Definitely.
saw
Huge
when we
man.
met him. So, you know, and like I said earlier, people like that we don't come across often these days.
Yeah.
And when we do, we just gotta hold on to them and take care of them the way they take care of us.
So yeah, congrats, buddy.
Congrats, eh?
You guys gotta.
Nice meeting you, man.
You too, buddy.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you for making it out. Thank you.
I'll be in touch with you guys when I finally get a shell that I'm gonna build.
Nice meeting you, buddy. It's David. Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me know. Like literally, like if you get every.
So we just got done lowering the fuel tank. We're gonna get this out of here, remove all the old lines because he's doing a completely new fuel line setup for it. This had a factory tank with a AEM 440 in the tank, and then he had a Bosch 44 pump back there. This was feeding the surge tank that's in the trunk, and then the 44 is feeding the motor. So he's removing that. He's just gonna be going with a bigger pump. I believe he said a Magna 750. So we're just getting all this out of here, and then he's going to get everything else done with the fuel cell and the fuel system after we get the all-wheel drive kit done.
Nice. So,
Just island.
bye.
Fucking stab me through there.
All right.
Next, we're going to be cutting up the top for the cover plate for the wagon.
For what?
Upside down wagon. Differential. Business. Man. Are you Jamaican now?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Jamaican.
All right, so we got everything marked out here just to get an idea of where we're going to make the initial cut.
That's what you get.
It was just a heartfelt moment we just had there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, go.
Cut.
Cut.
All right, so we got everything marked out up here for our initial cut that we're gonna make. So on this one, it's a little bit different because we're gonna actually have to cut almost all the way through the top, as you can see here. So this side we're gonna cut up to here. The other side, because of the way that this sits forward, we're actually gonna have to cut all the way through the rear subframe and into the trunk to make that clear. And then from there, we're gonna kind of build out a box to close in the diff.
Because it's a wagon and because it's upside down, right?
Yeah,
It's
because it's a
different.
wagon, which is bigger, and then upside down on top of that.
Yep. See guys, everything is off now. 2 trailing arms gone. Gas tank gone. Now it's time to cut it.
Where's the light? This is just our starting cut to try to get an idea what's happening. Just cut that off, and we're gonna get a little idea, like I said, of where this is gonna go before we cut into the body more.
See guy?
That's about an idea of it. So we're gonna start cutting up now.
Oh, so it goes up and lines up with
Yeah,
the holes.
so it lines
Yeah,
up
so
with the
it's gotta
holes.
line
Yeah,
up with both
We just-
holes. So
we
we're
just
gonna
didn't-
cut through the trunk now.
Yeah, we just didn't want to do the
In
whole
here.
cut in one shot. We just want to make sure the lines
Stages.
Are, yeah, stages.
Stage
All
one.
right, now-
Tacking up, bracing up.
So just getting the side plates tacked up. Then what we're gonna go through is just finish both plates, measure everything out from there, and then we're gonna just finish the trunk cover plate. So on this one, it's a little bit different because A, it's an upside down, and then B, because it's a wagon diff, so they're bigger. So as you can see from the first initial cut that we had made before up here, you know, we made a small cut through the subframe just to get an idea of where that center notch point was going to sit and how far back we needed to come with it here. So we ended up having to come all the way past the rear part of the subframe. As you can see over here, we had to come further past that. So from that point, we came back. So from where the subframe sits, you can see about 2 inches further back from there. And then we ended up having to cut, from the center point on this, it came across all the way about, like 12 and a quarter inches from side to side was how far we had to cut, so that we were able to get, enough clearance to where we'll be able to fit, your hand in there to put the bolts in for the rear part of the diff. And then, just had clearance overall for the entire diff. So right now we're just making side plates so that we can cap these off. We're gonna weld this on completely all the way around, and then we're gonna build the trunk cover plate. So we just basically frame this out, from this back point, and then just came up to where the hump is in the trunk, and then cut it across right before there. Okay. So that's going to be the the diameter of the trunk cover plate. It's not going to be the same size as like our standard trunk cover plates, because this is a one-off. So yeah, this one's going to be same width, but a little bit longer, probably about four inches longer than that one. So we're just working on that now. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention is when you're doing the initial install to get your measurements and everything, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to first notch this rear section out like we did, so that you can see how far you're going to have to come back. After you do that, then you can actually set the diff mount up there and then get an idea of how far up it's going to sit with the diff on it, how far you need to cut in, and then the width to be able to fit your hand in and put the bolts in as well, and tighten it. So you'll start with that. Once you get that on there, make your cut initially up there so that you can fit the diff in. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bolt it up in the rear of the subframe and hang the diff on it. And then what we like to do is we just use like a pole jack, and we'll just raise it up to get the right height of the diff, get it where we want it. Then we're going to put these outer legs on.
These are the outer legs right here, guys.
Yeah,
that comes with the kit, this piece and this
so
piece.
These are going to come separate with the kit. So you're going to actually put the diff mount on. After you get the diff mount on, then you're going to go ahead and put the outer legs on, get it positioned the way you want it, and then from that point you're just going to tack it on both sides, pull this entire piece off, and then we weld it all the way around.
See it? Very nice welds. Hold it up like this, and see it. Oh. So there it is, guys. Make sure you clean off everything, because you're going to be welding later. You just bang it in there.
Yeah, so we just
the hose line up right there.
Just use a hammer, and you're going to hammer it up all the way until this is, it's going to be flat up against here. Then you can line these bolts up, and then you're going to weld this to the actual frame ring.
Nice. So once these bolts are lined up, guys, bolted in, then you can just weld this. That's coming.
Yep. And so we're going to wait to do that point until we get the back half of it. Once the trunk cover plate, once these are finished, once those are welded, once the trunk cover plate's in, all that's done, then we'll go in and weld the diff mount on.
Nice. It's coming together.
I just cleaning up this area to get ready for the trunk cover plate that Mike's been playing with, and we just have these sides put in to get to brace and to close everything off, to get a game plan going of how everything's going to fit together and stuff too.
Okay, cool.
So what we did is we sort of used one of our normal trunk cover plates to base the curve and everything off of, height wise, because it's going to be the same with this upside down kit. So width wise, this one is just under 12 inches. We cut ours basically at exactly 12 inches on each side. So you'll see this kind of fits in here. And then so to get an idea of how long of a piece of material we need to cut and where to bend it, we're just going to add the length of material from here to there. So from here to there, from that lip, it's about 2.5 inches more than the full length of ours, which this, when we go and curve it completely over, it's 11 inches. So we got 13.5 inches basically total that we're going to cut this piece, and then we need to make it 12 inches wide. So it's going to be 13.5 inches long by 12 inches wide. So we're going to cut that piece of material out. But just to show you, this is the wagon diff that's going in this part. So this trunk cover plate is just at about 12 inches wide basically. So we're going to cut this to 12 inches wide by 13.5 inches long, and then we're going to make a bend just like this one. And then once we get done with that, we'll make side plates that we're going to go ahead and weld into this to box it in completely. But this will give you enough clearance so that you're able to fit the bolts in from the bottom. And it's pretty big. Yeah, so it's pretty wide, so you'll be able to fit those bolts in from the bottom and then still be able to tighten everything. It'll give you enough space for that.
All right, cool.
Customer's wagon differential for the Integra that's in for the upside down full H22. So in the front here, 12mm bolts. I removed all the 12mm bolts in the front here. Be careful because they are old differentials. I removed the 12mm in the front, and then I tap this with a hammer and it breaks this loose, rubber hammer breaks this loose. So what we have to do now is, this is what the differential looks like. This part we're not going to touch, it's going to stay aside. This part over here, there's a breather and it's facing up. So when we flip this differential upside down, the breather is going to face down, and we can't have that. You can't put something on here and face it up because the fluid will still automatically come out the bottom. So we are going to cap this breather hole, or actually we're going to weld it or tap it or make it shut, and then we're going to tap a hole at the top in the same spot that this was at the top. As you can see here, this was at the top corner, so I'm going to put it up here in the top, either this corner or this corner, and then when the diff is flipped upside down, the breather will be at the top. So that's what we're doing now.
Check it out, guys. This is what inside of the wagon looks like.
Alright, so what we're building right now is we're building the side plates that are going to go onto the trunk cover plate. So the way that we make these, when we're just, basing it off a random trunk cover plate that we're making, so this one's like a one-off plate. So what we use is just a template, it's just a little piece of cardboard, and kind of just stuck it down through the side here all the way down. And then what you're going to want to do is have somebody go underneath and trace this side so you can get this exact radius. And then on the other side, you're going to trace it right up against here, and then it'll give you a perfect template that you can use to go ahead and
right?
Yep. Well, it's not going to tuck in. You actually want it to sit on top. You can see how this one has a little lip there to it. Yeah. So you don't want to tuck it all the way in like that. You want it to have a lip so that you have something that you're able to, use to mend those two together when you tack them.
And the bottom part.
And then the bottom part, you're going to go through on the bottom part, and you're going to tack this in as well. So you're going to tack it around. And then what you're going to want to do is, after you get the entire piece tacked in, then you're gonna just use seam sealer and then seam seal this entire box from both sides. So you're gonna add seam sealer here and then on the bottom as well.
Okay.
You know, so that'll make sure that it doesn't rust. There's no moisture that gets into your trunk or anything like that at all.
Okay.
So that's gonna be the next step. We're just getting both sides tacked in. We're gonna shave it down a little bit, use some seam sealer on there. Then we'll go ahead and, you know, just spray some, you know, undercoating over it just to, you know, make it look a little cleaner, and then make sure that, you know, it all stays that way and you don't have any kind of pitting or rusting or anything like that.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
It's like, hurry up, wrap it up, B.
All right, you want to tack that one, Jay?
Jay, what are you doing down there? Jay is stopping below to make sure everything is lined up as he tacks it.
Hold on. Yeah, if you want to tack that together.
Which one are you doing?
Hold on. Just hold on. Good?
This is the Wagon Diff cover completed. So this is it up normal, you know, OEM way, top. This is where the breather was. So I tapped it, a little bit of RTV, and I also put a seal around the thing. So that is sealed now. Then I tapped this with an NT. So now this was the top. There, I'll show it like this way. This is the top. So now we went, now this is the top. So we spun it upside down. So I tapped this one with an NTP fitting, and we're gonna use this angle to kind of squish it down. And I'm gonna wrap this in, or actually probably do like a probably gonna do a like a what's that, thread locker, and so it don't leak. And this is gonna get tapped into here.
That's a new breather.
And that's gonna be the new breather now. As for the, I know some people may have some questions about the oil, like fill and drain or capacity. So basically, you just need to know exactly how much oil these actually take. Which we're gonna confirm, but I'm pretty sure it's about a quart, which we're gonna confirm the exact measurement. So this, in order to drain the oil, you have to take the diff out of the car, flip it over, drain the oil, put the diff back in the car, and put the exact amount. This is no longer the correct level,
yeah,
like a normal diff.
Yeah.
It's upside down, yeah. But it will pick up the fluid and throw it around pretty much the same way. So
everything is welded in, like I talked about before. We lined everything up just to make sure it was right. You know, tack these arms on, and then remove it, and then weld it all the way around. And then after we get everything else ready, put everything back on, got it lined up. As you can see, we welded this.
Welded it up.
Yeah.
Check it out, we're doing one more brace. That's the upper brace right there. And that should be it. Then the trailing arms. Check it out, guys, all sprayed up. Except the chrome piece, of course. Additional support right there on both sides. So this diff ain't going nowhere. So yeah, it's looking good. Dropping the trailing arms next. And it's a wrap. Customer pickup tomorrow.
So we just wanted to show you the finished product once we got done with everything with the trunk cover plate. We got everything welded, seam sealed, and then went ahead and painted it. Branden on the set. Hey Branden, where are you going?
Yeah.
Come on, Branden.
Ow, my eye!
Branden, where the 50 nugs at?
Where the 50 nugs at? Well,
You going to
We're still
Burger
waiting
King?
for it.
Still waiting on those nugs. Me and Raheem.
What do you mean? You guys ate them all.
Yeah, we need more. That was nice.
Check it out. So solid, guys.
I'm drinking water.
We're gonna raise it up so you guys can see the bottom.
Hey, Frank and Integra, he's drinking water.
Water. Where's my salad
right now? You don't have a salad. You just ate nuggets. What are you talking about? He was eating nuggets. Frank.
Salad is here.
So we have everything else installed here. The billet forks are in. The customer supplied his own lower control arms and toe adjusters. So we have everything else bolted in. The arms are on. He does not have calipers or rotors yet, so we're not putting those on, of course. So just waiting now for him to pick it up tomorrow, but everything is complete.
Things bolted up nice.
Yep.
So we told you guys. Billet forks up. Another one. Customer's gonna pick it up, and that's it, guys.
Like and subscribe.
Like and
Another
subscribe.
one.
Another one.
Like, subscribe.
Oh wait, hold on. We need to do a video. Hold on.
We're doing a video
Sorry.
right now.
Cut.
What are you talking about? We ain't cutting nothing.
No.
Like, subscribe. S1BUILT for life.
S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton. We'll have you gripping, don't get caught slipping. S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton.
Them wheels are always gripping, them wheels are never slipping.
S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton.
Them wheels are always gripping,
don't get caught slipping. You get behind the wheel, build it your Honda's built. It's military grade, but this is not a drill. It's American made, but we all wheel drive the world. I see them changing the game, S1 always will. Got them cars killing speeds and just sound like artillery. It's all will indeed, almost like a war machine, like it's meant for the infantry, Air Force, Navy, Army, and Marines. Now they clock triple digit speeds, and they got them on the bases. Must be all the innovation, watch them racing information. Got the gauges twitching crazy, switching up the pace, shifting in a Civic or an S2K. This is not your daily S1, all wheels gripping pavement. S1, you gon' want a test run. All-wheel drive in the lane in the left one. S1, you gon' want a test run. All-wheel drive in the lane in the left one. S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton. All-wheel gripping, 4-wheel gripping. S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton. We'll have you gripping, don't get caught slipping. S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton.
Them wheels are always gripping, them wheels are never slipping.
S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton.
Them wheels are always gripping,
don't get caught slipping. Even on the straights, yeah, warming up that A6. In Florida got the street cred, roaring down the street quick. Got that MSD switch, B-Series or a ZC, and that LSV tech, hella clean, yeah. Tell them where to meet at, yeah, we go to Mexico, racing for the pink slips, and ain't no 12 to catch us, so K-swap the world till we spin the globe. K20, MR2, and SXCRX with the K24, reppin' that EF, go back to the days of the HF, DX, and the EX, before them green underglows. If you ain't see it, you must be running slow. Say you in something we can't afford, but we got that camera cord that's S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton. All-wheel gripping, 4-wheel gripping. S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton. We'll have you gripping, don't get caught slipping. S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton.
Them wheels are always gripping, them wheels are never slipping.
S1 all-wheel drive, got the mind of skeleton.
Them wheels are always gripping,
don't get caught slipping.